Hi everybody, back where I left off last time on the Mauerweg. I've only got around 8 to 10 kilometres to go to completely finish it. So it's such a beautiful day, I thought I'd get it done. As usual, it's around midday, so it's a late start. It's part and parcel of how it works. I had to drive here today because there's actually a strike on, but that's okay. It's a beautiful day, I don't really mind. I'm afraid I'm recording this on my phone, so there won't be too much on the way. It'll be photos and maybe the odd short little clip. But it's a short day. Okay, let's get going. A good proportion of today is still along the canal. Unfortunately, the motorway is still alongside, so it's still pretty busy. But at least I've got a more pleasant outlook. Quite a lot of this today. Long, flat straights alongside the canal. The good thing is there's every few hundred metres, can be up to 500 or so, there seems to be places to sit, which is something I don't always get on the Berlin Mauerweg. Alrighty, this is finally at an end. We're down here at a corner. And now I go under the Autobahn. Gosh, it's amazing. I've been walking alongside the Autobahn for so long, I'd almost become accustomed to the noise. Every step I make is taking me away from that. It's still far from quiet, but boy is that nice. As is often the case when the opportunity presents itself, there's a little trail running parallel to the cycleway. So finally, after several kilometres, got the chance to get off the tarmac for a little while. I'm making the most of it. I have to say, right alongside me is a great big field, which always seems kind of weird when you know that you're in Berlin. Well, that pleasant little piece is at an end. I now go to my right, over the bridge here, back into town. Not that I actually ever left town, it just seemed like it at the time. So actually all that was a canal crossing. So over the bridge and I'm on this little way. There's another garden colony alongside me. So not proper houses, just lots and lots of little weekend sheds, I suppose you would call them. Well, that's a surprise. Clearly there is beaver in this canal. It's a little tributary of the main one. We're in the heart of Berlin. How cool is that? So now it's very much residential. Kita and school, something along those lines. Still a bit of a canal or small creek. Really just a permanent drainage ditch, I guess, alongside me. School up on the other side. Very residential. Opposite me here is a classic example of one of these little garden colonies, as they call them, with just little shack after shack after shack, and then in the distance the buildings where most of the people who use them actually live. I'll just zoom out a little bit so you can get a bit of perspective. Yeah, more than one visitor to Berlin could be forgiven for thinking that this was a shanty town, or a very poor area, because it looks like a ton of little houses, often on areas that you might not perhaps want to live, so like near railway stations, for example, busy main roads, things like that. There's another one right here. Well and truly back on the city streets now. The last piece was a little bit too busy to record. This is unfortunately going into the sun, but you get the idea. So theoretically, this just continues along here until it rejoins the canal. Basically, straight ahead of me, you can just see some trees right at the very end of the street. But I'm going to turn left, cut down to the canal, because that's where the cafe that I stopped at last time was. So this is just about me done. Okay, last look at the canal. Cafe is right behind me. It's called Na Amvasa, in other words, near the water. Quite appropriate. It's such a nice day that there's loads of people on the tables outside. Hopefully there'll be a space inside for me.